Hey guys, welcome to the Jacob Felipe Marketing Show. Okay, now today we're going to talk about passive verbs and why readers don't like passive verbs. Here's a famous piece of advice about passive verbs. Never use passive where you can use the active. George Orwell, Politics and the English Language. Okay, never use blah blah blah. Okay, must corporate style guides rail against the passive too, but in my experience many corporate writers don't understand, let alone adhere. The advice to avoid writing in a passive voice. Okay, so what exactly is passive and why George Orwell, like the writers of so many style guides, object to it? Before we try to understand passive verbs, let's start their opposite, active verbs. Here's an example of an active sentence. I shot the sheriff. Okay, this sentence has three elements in the following order. The person is doing the shooting. I want to avoid confusing grammatical jargon, so let's call this person a doer. The verb or doing word, the person being shot. Again, let's avoid speaking grammar nerdish and call them the doer. So we have doers one, I, like doing word shot, doer the sheriff, but we can also express the same idea in different way, the passive. The sheriff was shot by me. In this version, the order of the three elements it's a bit different. It leads to the doer, that is the person who is being shot. Doer, the sheriff, doing word was shot, doer by me. Okay? Passive voice, not passive tense. Okay? Make the difference. The passive and active forms of the verb are not called tenses, but voices. In the sheriff example, both active and passive forms are the past tense, but both the active and passive can be used on any tense. For example, present tense, active voice, I shoot the sheriff. Passive voice, the sheriff is shot by me. Future tense, active voice, I will shoot the sheriff. Passive voice, the sheriff will be shot by me. Conditional tense, active voice, I will shoot the sheriff. Passive voice, the sheriff would be shot by me, and so and so and so. Okay. Reason to avoid passive verbs: they make your writing dull and boring, clunky and hard to read. Here's some more famous song lyrics. First, in the original active form, then we beaten the passive. Active verb, I can get no satisfaction. Passive verb, no satisfaction can be got by me. Okay? Active verb, you make me feel. I'm passive verb, I am made to feel by you. Okay? Active verb, if you liked it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then put a ring on it. Passive verb, if it was liked by you, then a ring should have put on it by you. Can you notice when I read the passive version, it's like exhausting. If it was liked by you, then a ring should have put on it by you. I want to die. But if you liked it, then you should put a ring on it. Simple, guys. And that's the secret. That's why readers, when they read this shit, they click here. Okay? They go out. They go out of the page. It's not good. Okay? It's just don't work. They want this. If you liked it, then put ring on it. Simple. Not if I liked by you, then no, guys, no. Keep it stupid simple. Okay. And the passive versions don't quite have the same ring as the originals, do they? As these examples show, the active form is usually shorter, simpler, and more dynamic. In contrast, the passive form can sound clunkier, more complex, less lively. Unlike songwriters, many business writers overuse the passive, but it can drain your writing of life, add unnecessary wordage, and slow your reader down. Compare. Passive verb. A study of modern corporate strategy has been published by the Institute of Experts with active verb. Okay? The Institute of experts has published a study of modern corporate strategy. As the brilliant orator Winston Churchill once said, "What if I had said, instead, we shall fight on the beaches? Hostilities will be engaged with our adversary on coastal perimeter." It's so funny, you see, because even to politicians, if he say this sentence, okay, we shall fight on beaches, that's what the common of the country agreed, or he will say this. People will look at, what the fuck is this guy is talking about? Hostiles will be engaged with adversary on coastal perimeter? What? Go away, man. How the fuck you are the president of this country? Okay. Reason to avoid passive verbs. You can end up leaving out vital information. When you overuse passive verbs, it's easy to leave out the doer of the action. This habit can make your writing imprecise and leave your reader with questions. Let me show you what I mean. Here is one of the song lyrics again. It's original active voice. If you liked it and share it, put a wing on it, okay? If we try to remove the doer from the sentence, we end up with nonsense. If liked it, then should have put ring on it. Not doer, not grammatically correct. Okay, now let's look again at the passive versions of the same lyric. If it was liked by you, then a ring should put on it by you. If we remove the doer from this version, the sentence still makes sense. If it was liked, then a ring should have been put on it. Okay, no doer, okay, still grammatically correct, but leaves me wondering who should have been putting ring on it. The ease with which you can drop the doer from a passive sentence can cause problems in business writings. Take the following sentence from a report from social media consultant. Topics such as green buildings, energy saving and eco-friendly interior decorations are being paid more attention on blogs and forums. It is rather clunky example. The writer has failed to tell us who is interested on the topics of green building and energy saving. It would have been a little more elegant to use the active form. For example, we could say readers are paying more attention on blogs and forums to topics such as green building, energy saving and eco-friendly interior decorations. Or better still, Chinese housewives are paying more attention on blogs and forums to topics such as green building, energy saving and eco-friendly interior decoration. Now, imagine you are this consultant client. Imagine too you are interested in reaching Chinese housewife through your social media marketing. This statement is gold dust, okay? Reasons you need to avoid passive verbs. Okay, they can make you seem cold and impersonal, not a good thing in business and general in life. Okay, people don't like robots. Passive verbs can be useful if you want to emphasize the action rather than the actor. For example, in the following circumstances. Because the doer is irrelevant, because the action is a general statement that applies for all. Okay? Drugs should be stored away from children. This is a good example of when you need to use a passive voice. When the doer is less important than the action itself, as in some scientific writing, the sodium chloride dissolved in water, these two examples reveal the reason so many businesses and writers overuse passive verbs. They think by removing the doer, it gives the writing an objective like quasi scientific error, and they are super wrong and they make such a big mistake that hardly surprising really, given that the way most of us learn to write at school. Okay, we have sometimes still these memories from what teachers for science taught us on school, and we still have this memory, and we try to duplicate it to business world, which is a huge mistake. But by leaving out the doers in a business document, you are not just leaving your reader with unanswered questions, you will also make your writing less concrete and specific. You are taking the people out of the picture, and so you are missing an opportunity to tell a human story. Guys, I want to tell you something. In marketing and sales, you know what is the best sale tactic ever? This. This is, guys, the best sales tactic ever made by human story. Human story, okay? If you want to sell a lot of something, this is the way you do it, by human story, okay? This is, was, and will be the best tactic to sell a lot of things, okay? As the old saying goes, business don't do business with business, they do business with people, with all their quirks, emotion, and unscientific drives. Guys, this is so important. Please, when you write to people, to your customers, to your business partners, please remember this. We are not talking to machines, okay? You're talking to humans. So please, should be the basics of all your writing. So to connect better with customers, clients, and employees, avoid the passive if you can. A reason to avoid passive verbs: they can make you sound evasive and untrustworthy. Passive verbs can also be useful if you can't or don't want to reveal the person behind the action, for example. When we don't know who did the action, the poem Beowulf is composed in 8th century. When you want to be vague about who is responsible, the flies have been lost. Now, it may be that the writer of the second passive doesn't know who lost the files, or it could be they've used a passive verbs here. Well, that's just the way professionals are supposed to write, okay? Either way, at best, the organization they're writing for appears incompetent. At worst, they come across as evasive and unwilling to take responsibility. Lessons: don't erode your reader's trust by using passive verbs in this way, unless you got a very good reason to ditch the doer. Reason to avoid passive verbs, number 5. They can be tricky for non-native speakers. It's particularly important to avoid passive verbs if your audience includes readers whose first language isn't English. If you've ever tried to learn a new language, you will know passive forms are relatively advanced topics. Cool, guys, was my 5 reasons why you should not use passive verbs, or, you know, if you're a scientific writer, so okay, use it. But most of us, copywriters, writing for other people, you have no place for this shit, okay? So please avoid it at any cost, okay? Guys, subscribe to my channel for more cool videos, and I give consultancy on my Skype. Contact me, my Skype address is down. This was the Jacob Felipe Marketing Show. So thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Jacob. I hope this information helped you. I hope. Comment me below if you want me to make video about something else. I'm here to help you guys. I'm not doing it for me, okay? I'm here to help you. So comment me below. Subscribe to my channel for more cool tips and shit, okay? Thank you so much, and please do something with the information I provide here. Don't be just like these zombies, like, oh, marketing. Oh, I learned something today. Okay, I go to my 9-to-5 job, and then I watch TV and watch the Jacob Felipe Marketing Show and go to sleep and do this routine again. No, guys, please take a piece of information and move to the next, do something. Okay, guys, this is how you gain success. Take a little chunk of information, do something. Take another little chunk of information, do something. Okay? Subscribe, guys. Thank you so much. And see you on my next video. What the fuck? How I stop?